KindaSound with my very good friend Gavin Chappell Bates. Gavin, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you, Mr. Giles?
Fantastic. We're recording this on the bank holiday Monday of Easter. Have you had a nice Easter?
I have, yeah. I've been staying with my granddad this weekend, looking after him.
Oh, lovely.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes, lovely to do. Now, we are chatting because you have finished the No Cages album after, well, I mean, just tell us about it. Tell us about the journey. It's the new album from Gavin Chappell Bates, solo album coming out very soon.
Yeah. It's been I think it's 2.5 years it's taken me. And yeah, my first solo release in 7 years, which is a bit astounding. Obviously I've been doing stuff with you as part of Peace on Your Plate during that time. I didn't really have any inclination to do any solo stuff again until a friend of mine is a drummer and he's a drum teacher, so he has lots of students. Um, and he wanted to put together a compilation album of his drum students playing to kind of more established musicians' tracks. He asked me if I had a song. I didn't. So I wrote a song for him. And then that became the kind of kickoff for the album. I was like, oh, actually, maybe I'd be interested in writing again. So yeah, from there went on to write 20 odd tracks, and here we are a couple of years later.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? I think with songwriting, it can't necessarily be forced, but when the flow comes,
Yeah,
then the flow comes, and I also think when there's a message,
yeah.
when there's a message that needs to be shared. So, and the album is called No Cages. Could you just tell people a little bit about the story behind that?
Yeah, so I mean, as you said, sometimes the flow just comes, I realized over those however many years it had been since I'd written solo material, that I had quite a lot to get off my chest or things I wanted to share, and this being one of them. Yeah, so I was very lucky enough over 2 years ago to get offered a job in an animal protection charity, which is something I'd wanted to do for a long time, and we work to keep animals out of cages, and that getting that job kind of inspired me to write a song, and 21st century, all the things we've accomplished as a civilization, and we still enslave millions of sentient beings in cages. So yeah, I inspired this song, which is a bit of a call to arms, really, a bit of a, you know, we don't just enslave other beings, we enslave ourselves. The way we treat others is a reflection on ourselves. So I think that kind of centered the rest of the album in terms of what I was trying to get across. So yeah, hopefully it's a powerful message. You were part of the my protest chanters that have done a very good job on sending that message across. So yeah, I look forward to sharing that with the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a phenomenal tune. I mean, I was privy to some of the early versions of the songs.
Hmm.
I think I got sent them, but things evolve, don't they? It's amazing when you're working on material and how things can change, or maybe the inspiration of working with other people, and this album does feature a lot of it's I mean I read your a newsletter that you'd sent out about all the different people that played on it, and instruments, and you're there sat playing a grand piano at one point. Like, I mean, just tell us about a few of the highlights of the recording process.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, it's definitely been a collaborative process. I mean, as a solo musician, you know, obviously there's a limit to what I can do on my own. 20 track album,
Yeah.
my previous albums I think have been okay, but hadn't got to the level I'd wanted them to. So this time I decided I was going to go out all guns blazing and put everything into this. So yeah, I mean, I've had everything from, that we had a string quartet in, and honestly, me and the producer just sat there kind of in awe for
Yeah.
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Called the Chaos Collective. One of their members played on various Blur albums, which obviously was a pleasant addition for me. And yeah, I'd had strings before, but not to this level. It just changes things so dramatically. So they really brought a level of emotion. Um, yeah, and as you say, I got to play a Steinway grand piano. which I'm not a pianist. I can just about play that song, as you'll hear on the album. Um, but yeah, it's kind of when I'm taking a break between takes and I walk around the room and there's a sign up that says, "This piano costs £150,000. Please look after it." You're like, "Oh, yes, I realize what I'm playing now."
Yeah.
So yeah, special moments. And yeah, I think just having everyone involved. I mean, I think something like over 40 people, um, various countries across the world. I think I've got like four drummers, bass players, string players, harp players, brass, yourself, lots of vocalists. Yeah, I've been very blessed. I'm lucky to know a lot of very talented people, which is good.
Yeah, and I listened to an interview with Hans Zimmer, and he explained that if you just on your own, if you create an orchestra with like samples, that it can sound brilliant, but it's only got one emotion. It's only got the emotion of one person behind it. Whereas when you get a collective of people, you have that collective emotion and that collective intention going into something. And then when people hear it, they are moved so much more, which is, it kind of made sense. It'd never been explained to me before, but I always kind of felt, oh, here we go. Now there's a little friend there, not in a cage.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, I
s-
didn't.
so tell us about some of the other songs then that are on the album. So the lead single, which I'm looking at right now. Now you can go Gavin Chappell Bates .bandcamp.com. That's Chapel, Chappell Bates.com, Bandcamp. And the lead single is Milkshake with your very fine legs there on a big milkshake. Tell us about Milkshake. What's that all about?
Yeah, so first of all, this is Jack, and sorry that he's decided now. He
That's all
picked,
right. You don't have to be sorry at all.
bless you. So yeah, so Milkshake's not actually on the album, so it's kind of like it's like a lead-in track.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's one of those things where like not I'm not here to tell people what they should and shouldn't like as music, but the original version is not a song that I like for various reasons. But for some reason, I kind of had the lyric for the chorus that I've written in my head about, your milkshake kills all the cows in the yard, just stuck in my head for ages. And then when I was thinking about this album, I was thinking, well, I've never kind of released a cover before, so it'd be good to give that a go. So I set myself the task of trying to turn it into a cover, and if you know the original, I'm not trying to sound disparaging, but it's a bit tuneless. It's kind of just a bit monotone all the way through. So trying to turn that into something that was a bit more melodic, it was a bit of a challenge, but no, it was kind of nice to do, and yeah, it's a bit, as you'll see from the photo, the single artwork, which is a riff off of Khaleesi's original artwork. She's got better legs than me, obviously. Yeah, it's all meant to be a bit of a tongue-in-cheek take, but at the same time, I'm, like I think in society we like trivialize things. There's a line in the song about Milky Bars, like people are eating these foods and it seems trivial to them. They can just pick a Milky Bar, like other chocolates are available off the shelf, and they can put it in their mouth and just eat it and think nothing of it. But the suffering that's gone into the creation of that is very significant, but they're so disconnected from it. So I was trying to get across that sense of like these really trivial things that actually do a lot of harm in the world. So and then yeah, trying to use, I guess, humor as a way of kind of getting that message across in a way. So yeah, it's slightly different from the rest of the songs on the album. That's maybe a bit more risque than the other stuff. But yeah, I thought, let's start bold. Why not?
Start bold, get those legs out, baby. Absolutely. So, like, just tell us a little bit about, because obviously we are on Kind of Sound, right? We're just dedicated to kindness, and we're out walking in the beautiful, rolling hills of our land, and there's the sheep and the little lambs. And Juliet said to me, she said, "How can anyone do it? How can anyone eat that? How can anyone do it?" And I said it's really fascinating how some people have got this sense of sensitivity or I don't even know what the word, not empathy or feeling. Some people get it, and some people still seem completely oblivious to it. It's like almost like two worlds. Can you just kind of comment on that?
Yeah, yeah, and I think for well, I'm not going to talk for you, but certainly for myself, like I find that as a struggle on an everyday basis, trying to understand that disconnect, and but then at the same time, I probably yeah, at some point in my life, I was disconnected in that way, and it took me. I had to go on a journey, and in fact, the closing song on the album is really important to me as the message I wanted to leave, which was, like there are times when I listen to people talking and I hear that disconnect and it just fills me with despair. But then I also have to remember my own journey
Yeah,
and remember that I found a way through it. Um, and so the message I want to leave the album on is the kind of, one I have to believe that one day you'll find your way through as this as well, and we'll live in a compassionate world. Which is obviously what I hope for, what we're all fighting for, and yeah, hopefully these songs can help a little bit on that journey. And certainly the album goes through different moods. In some moments I'm maybe a bit more forthright and aggressive with my messaging, and other times I'm a bit more, a bit more trying to have a conversation with people and get them to see different points of view and maybe be a bit more reflective. So I've tried different angles, but and music is a way to connect people, and hopefully I can do that even in just a small way on this album, and hopefully move a few more people along their journey.
yeah, absolutely. So I know on the this sort of like intro intro song, shall we call it, Milkshake, featuring the dulcet tones of our good friend Vegan Queen V. So tell us about recording with her, singing with her, sharing the stage with her.
Oh, Jen's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I mean I found Jen the same way I found you. I was hosting a vegan music podcast a couple of years ago, and because of that, I now know a whole range of amazingly talented vegan musicians, and I think there's such a pool of talent out there, and I'm very privileged to be part of that. And yeah, Vegan Queen V is one of those people. She's a very busy woman. I didn't know if she'd have time, but she's amazing. I asked her, and she's one of those people that just says yes. She just wants to help. She wants to be part of it. So yeah, she sang on that song. She also sang on another track on the album, um, which is another fun little track, which is one of my favorite songs on the album, called "Out in Space." Which is a little bit of imagining of just like getting away from the human race, just getting in a spaceship and just going off on our own to find civilization somewhere else, away from what's going on down here. Um, so yeah, I mean, her voice is outstanding, and I've had yeah, a couple of weeks ago we had the privilege of sharing a stage with her in London, and yeah, she lifts the music, and obviously she's doing amazing things with her own songs as well. So yeah, got a couple of festivals with her this summer as well. So looking forward to sharing the stage with her and others like yourself and Ian Hayward and Moby Asleep and people like that again. So yeah, it's all good fun. It's good. It's good to have a community, I think.
It is really important, isn't it? It's really important to have that community. Otherwise, if you're on your own, I mean, you can't sing harmonies for a start unless you have some other weird pedal or something. Do you know what I mean? So we need the team, don't we? We need the collective, and you've certainly assembled some great people. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing these string quartet songs.
Oh yeah,
I mean, oh, that must have been lovely recording that.
yeah. So they play on three songs, which are all quite different, but the range of emotion that adds is something astounding. So yeah, there's the one song where I played the Steinway grand piano. It's just the piano and the vocals and the strings. So that's really the strings just kind of take that to another place. And then they play on two of the kind of maybe more uplifting songs on the album. A song called New Day, which is a bit of a reflection of my time in the 90s and about how sometimes things look a bit rosier in the past than they actually were. But, we all move on and we can all create new things. And, so that's a bit of a thing about living forward rather than living back. And then This Is My Heaven, which is, um, yeah, a song for me as much as anything, just about I feel like we go through life so disconnected as we've talked about. And, I spend a lot of my time staring at a computer screen for work. Um, and I think a lot of us don't see the beauty that's around us. And this song is really about, my place of comfort and connection is back on the soil of this earth and trying to connect to that. And, you think, and, I'm lucky that my wife is a horticulturist and she reads a lot of these books. And, you look about how plants support and protect and heal each other and what we could learn from that. I think is really powerful. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the penultimate track on the album, and like that's as close as I'll ever get to doing a Beatles song. Like we threw everything at it. The end is just like organs and pianos and choirs and strings, as many guitars as I could get on there, and it just leaves it with a that kind of big bombastic ending. And but yeah, the strings just yeah, they blow it up. It's amazing.
Beautiful. Well, I mean, it's a massive achievement, and you've been through a journey yourself, haven't you? Recording the album with some health problems. And is how is the voice now?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, as you say, I damaged my vocal cords about a year and a half ago, maybe, which, as a singer, is a struggle.
Yeah.
It was obviously a bit of a sign to me that I
Yeah.
needed to review some things. So I've been on a journey of trying to heal myself, physically and mentally, but I think also a level of understanding that my body is different now than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I'm obviously getting older. The body wants to do different things. The voice wants to do different things. So I think it's as much about understanding that, understanding myself, understanding how to look after it. So I think I've learned a lot of useful stuff. My voice is different now, and I
Yeah.
have to accept that and realize that that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see that with the best singers. There's documentaries about John Bon Jovi, for example, and the struggles he's had. And he was one of the greatest rock singers ever with his range, how high he could get, and that's you got to think how challenging that is when you can hit those notes in Living on a Prayer, and now you just can't. And
No.
like there are thousands of people around the world that want you to be able to hit that, but you just can't. That's a struggle. So yeah, it's about adjustment, I think. So yeah, I think I'm still going through that process a little bit. I think I'm almost at the end of it, but I think part of it has been I haven't gigged properly for a year and a half, so I'm slowly getting back into gigging again. And I think that's recording the album was one thing, and that was a challenge. Yeah, certainly things got easier as we went through it. Like the first couple of times we tried to record were a bit of a challenge, but it got easier. And I think the same will be true with performing as well.
Absolutely. Well, we as you mentioned, we played in a gig in London at the Love Shack. What a venue that was! And I thought your voice sounded incredible, and those bright shiny strings on your guitar as well. Wonderful performance. So I am looking forward to getting out there, as I'm sure you are, doing some festivals and sharing the message really, and sharing the love. Our dear friend Ian Hayward, he's got this line in the Ask Me Why, and he says, "Come on, come on, come on, it feels so good to be vegan," and it's almost like making something so compelling, making something so wonderful. Obviously, we need to point out what's wrong in the world, but show people a better way.
Yeah.
Show people that we can things can be amazing, things can be beautiful and loving and compassionate and healthy and strong, and really, I don't know, say kill them with kindness, but you know what I mean. Like just you kind of use that as something that people can aspire towards, rather than this possibly that's the things that we want to leave behind. And certainly nowadays, we've got we get this vegan food and living magazine sent to. I mean, it's just mouth watering, the recipes. You know, you're just thinking, you know, we're absolutely living the dream in
Yeah.
terms of what we can have, and hopefully moving towards that better future for us, or that kind of future. You know, where like you're singing, there are no cages. I mean, you know, like eat some lentils, people.
Yeah. Lentils are great. Yeah, exactly.
Eat
Yeah.
some lentils, super high in protein, fiber, B vitamins, etc. You know, it's like the future's bright, and I think you're a pioneer in that. I'm so looking forward to the album. Do we have a release date yet?
I'm hoping it's going to be early July.
Oh,
Keep your eyes and your ears peeled, if that's the right expression. But yeah,
yeah.
I will confirm soon.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm hoping early July. So there'll be. I'm hoping I will be able to release the next single very shortly. So the first single from the album proper, which will be the song that kicked the project off. I thought that was the way to start the album. So hopefully that'll come out next month, and then yeah, let's see where we go from there.
Fantastic. Well, if it's in time for my birthday on the 4th of July, maybe you can come and sing us a few songs at my birthday party, the big 5-0. Looking forward to it. Well, Gavin, final words from you, my friend. Final message to the kind of sounders.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I just thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Yeah, I mean, I think I just want to leave people with that positive sense that we can make a difference, each and every one of us. We can, on our own journeys, on the way we can inspire other people, and yeah, move towards that more kinder and compassionate world. That is going to happen, and it's there in the future waiting for us. It's just about how we get there now.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, GavinChappellBates.com, GavinChappellBates.bandcamp.com. You can find Gavin all across social media. So do like, follow, share, whatever it is that goes on in the modern world on the screen. Gavin, thank you so much, my friend. Great to see you, and that beautiful cat as well. And we look forward to getting you back on when the album is officially launched, and we will hear some of these songs, kind of sounders. That's going to be fantastic. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Giles. Take care.